At guard, number 59, Keith Jacobson. A 5'10" junior at 230 pounds. Your center, number 50, Kai Tuason. A 6'3" senior at 225 pounds. At guard, number 64, Dion Jackson. He's a senior at 6'6", 355 pounds. At tackle, number 76, John.
Check.
Oh. Weird.
Check.
A 6'2" senior at 210 pounds. At tight end, number 12.
Hello.
A senior at 6'1", 210 pounds. At
Hello. Testing.
Please welcome the rest of your St. Francis Racing.
Check.
Yeah, there should be. I think it just takes your email.
Ladies and gentlemen, we once again ask you to rise if you're able. Remove your caps for tonight's prayer. Tonight's prayer will be read by St. Francis. Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And orders of both St. Ignatius and St. Francis High Schools. Grant that all who take part in tonight's game may compete with integrity, respect, and good sportsmanship. Protect the athletes from injury and guide each of us in encouraging all the students, coaches, and officials with generosity of spirit and joy. May our actions on and off the field reflect the values of our school communities, our gratitude.
I'm not even seeing it locally. So you're hearing it? Oh. Okay, they're hearing it. He's hearing it.
broadcast between KMBT Network and Lancer Live Entertainment Network. We are your commentators for tonight. My name is Rowan. I'm alongside Aniket. We welcome you here on this electric Friday evening as the St. Francis Lancers from Mountain View take on the Wildcats of St. Ignatius High School from San Francisco, California. Currently this year, they are 2-5, coming off of a loss against Sarah last week. Currently in WCal, they are 2-2 in the division. The Wildcats, on the other hand, are currently also 2-5 and have gone up to a 1-3 start in WCal, beating Bellarmine last week. Last year, the Lancers played them in the semifinals of the CCS playoffs and lost 10-7. What are your thoughts on the Lancers season so far, and do you have any predictions going into this game?
Yeah, this season so far has been pretty disappointing. You know, they haven't been able to recreate what's been going on for them, you know, over the past few seasons, which has been a very strong run game led by Kingston Kianaina, who is no longer here. He's at BYU now. But, you know, this offense just, it revolves around the run game. And this year, you know, Motu Kianaina has done a pretty nice job of trying to step into those shoes, you know, into the space left by Kingston. But he just has it. You can see that it isn't the same running back. It isn't the same running game, and you know the Lancers need to try and tap into their passing game if they want to try and find good success this game.
For St. Francis, they just came off of a loss to Sarah High School. They ended up losing 28-41. We did see 4 touchdowns though in that game. Saw touchdowns from Chumbi. Max Haberlach had a touchdown as well. Lancers are getting ready to kick off to start the game. Back to return is number 20. Hawks Pickard. Bureau Growdy to kick off for the Lancers. Looks like a flag was thrown. Maybe they started a little too early.
Yeah, that's going to be a false start on the Lancers kickoff team for just starting before the ball was kicked off. And that's going to have them kick off from the 35 now instead of the 40, and it's going to be a much longer kick to start the game.
Give St. Ignatius the chance to get good field position. Not sure who the quarterback is for tonight. We did see the quarterback number 10, Caden Afsharipur, warming up tonight. He did get injured earlier in the season and didn't play, so has not played so far throughout WCal.
Yeah, and freshman Isaac Liu has done a pretty decent job just, you know, covering for him in the 5 games he's played. He's thrown for over 500 yards, but obviously you could see that there was a stark difference at who was playing quarterback for the Wildcats.
We also have seen a lot of snaps for senior quarterback Bobby Gomez. So here we go, kickoff, this time from the 35-yard line. Large kick, gonna be returned, and a good tackle there. Stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. Tackle made there by number 7.
Sean McCoy there. And it looks like we have an injury on the field.
Sean McCoy on the season has had 25 total tackles heading into this game, including 8.5 tackles for loss. Looks like Cody Butler down with an injury. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, it looked like, oh, he's able to get up now. That's a good sign to see. Able to jog off.
Good to see him jog off the field. So St. Ignatius will start on offense at the 18-yard line.
Wildcats will start their drive first and 10.
Looks like it is going to be Caden Afsharipur to start for SI at quarterback. First play of the game. It's going to be a handoff. And it's going to be some trickery. Hit hard on the throw. And that throw is incomplete. No flag on the play.
There
actually is a flag thrown. That might be pass interference. But Caden Afsharipur on the first play of the game got hit really hard right as he threw it. Looks like 3 Lancers swarmed him.
Yeah, and the Wildcats right there were trying to run a flea flicker there, and Afsharipur just underthrew that ball. He was short by about 5 yards there, but luckily Max Haberlack kind of just grabbed the receiver, made him fall, and that was enough to attract the pass interference.
You hate to see this from Caden Afsharipur. He just came back from injured in their game against Tamalpais High School. And already to start, we've seen 2 players down, 1 for each team. St. Ignatius so far in league are coming off a win, their first win in league against Bellarmine, 28-0. Good shutout performance by the defense. Then the week before that, they ended up losing to Reardon and Sarah the week prior. Looks like Afsharipur's up and walking. That's good to see. So 2 scares so far for both teams. It's going to be first down. It's going to be a run. Tackled there. Isaac Liu checks in as quarterback. And Afsharipur's going to check back in again after that injury scare. So Isaac Liu will only have 1 snap. And good to see Afsharipur good and ready to go.
Yeah, that was a good first down run there from the Wildcats. Able to get about 9 yards and set them up for a good opportunity on second down to take another deep shot down the field. If they can't get it here, they obviously have 3rd and very short to fall back on.
2nd and 1. Fake to Triboulet. Pass to the outside, caught for a first down.
Good quick release there from Afsharipur, just able to get his receiver on the quick hitch, and he was able to get that first down, setting the Wildcats up at the 46-yard line.
Caught made there by the tight end Elijah Farah, the junior. First and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Triboulet. And he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Jacobson on the tackle.
Great job there by Case Jacobson, just able to stuff up the running lane and just force a rush of no gain there.
Triboulet on the season has 468 yards. Really solid season for him so far. Second down. Afsharipur rolling out. It's going to be thrown behind, and for an incomplete pass, intended receiver there was number 3, Zui Shelton.
Yeah, he was looking for Shelton on that quick out route, on that rollout, play action rollout there. Just threw it a little bit behind him, and Naya Alatini was able to make a play and knock that ball loose.
Brings up 3rd and long. The Wildcats line up with 3 receivers to the left. Afsharipur looking to the sideline. Here you go. Can the Lancers get a defensive stop on the first drive of the game? Low snap. It's going to be a long throw. And way over Max Haberlack was there in coverage.
Yeah, Lancers brought the heat on that play. Chase Cahoon and Judah Halapua both went in on that to have 6 on the blitz, and it forced Afsharipur to just get it out quick. He was looking for Ty Hicks. It forced the throw out of bounds there. Good job by the defense, just holding stout after that PI on the first play.
Gabe Moore, the punt. Actually, it looks like they're going to stay on the interesting setup here. Gabe Moore, the punter. Damo Taze is back there. He's going to let this one bounce. Now he's going to pick it up. Trying to go around the outside. Still going. Room to run. Gets a block. Damo Taze on the first punt return of the game is going to take it all the way for a Lancers score.
No flags.
Second touchdown of the season for Damo Taze.
That's a great job by Oteza over there, just staying patient and making sure he was able to get a good, firm grasp of that football because he was getting it off of a bounce, and that's never an easy thing to do for a punt returner. And then he just saw a lane to his right side and just took it down the sideline. No one was able to get a hand on him. Great job by Oteza.
Damo Taze, the wide receiver who was put in there as a punt returner. On the season, he's caught 10 passes, including 1 touchdown pass. He's also the holder for the kicker, Lucas Vaughn. Extra point is up, and it is good. Perfect start for the Lancers. What do the Wildcats need to switch up on offense?
You know, their running game seemed like it worked. You know, that first carry of the game, they got 9 yards. They just got to find a way to mix an efficient running game with an efficient play-action game. Obviously, that's what we've seen them try to do. They just weren't able to get those completions that they so badly needed, you know, deep down the field. They just got to find a way to fix that so that their offense can finally get humming, like it was during the Bellarmine game last week.
So Lancers up 7-0 with 9 minutes and 41 seconds left in the first quarter. St. Ignatius are still dealing with a lot of injuries. Obviously, Caden Afsharipur was injured earlier in the season. He's back here tonight. Had a little bit of an injury scare earlier. Also, Steve Malone, the running back, also got hurt in the Tamalpais game. He's only played in Sarah and in the game against Sarah and Bellarmine so far. Injuries have forced them to rely on players from JV, including freshman quarterback Isaac Liu. So all these injuries have been a real test to how they can handle the adversity. Lucas Vaughn to kick off for the Lancers. Back to return for the Wildcats. Will get tackled at around the same spot that he did last time at around the 19.
Brought down by McCoy.
Sean McCoy with another tackle.
Yeah, so far it has been the Lancers special teams making all of the plays. 2 really good, you know, return coverages on the kickoffs and 1 really good punt return. Let's see if they can keep this momentum going to the defense.
Afsharipur, the quarterback, see what we can put out of his bag on this drive. Chibale's the running back, lined up right next to him. It's going to be a fake to him. It's going to be a throw to the outside of number 3, Zui Shelton.
Pass complete to Shelton.
Looks like there's a flag on the play. Might have been a face mask there.
Flag on the play.
It's going to add another 15 to that.
Zooey Shelton there on the catch. He's had a pretty good year. That's his 32nd catch of the year. He's has 330 yards on the season, including 6 touchdowns. So the ref's discussing on what the call is for this play.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty clear face mask there. I don't think there should be much discussion about it.
Looks like number 6, Leonidas Navia,
Face mask against the
is the one who was called for the face mask on that play.
First and 10 at the 42.
So back-to-back drives that start off on personal fouls that improve the Wildcats' field position. First and 10 from the 41. Afsharipur looking to throw deep. Throws it across the middle. Pass was behind Ty Hicks. Good coverage there by Max Haberlack.
Yeah, Afsharipur was looking for Hicks on that crosser over the middle, and Hicks had a step on Haberlack, but Deion Jackson was in Afsharipur's face, and he was able to force an errant throw there.
They'll bring up 2nd and 10. Case Jacobson, Sean McCoy coming in. Put some pressure on Afsharipur. It's going to be a throw to the outside. It's again a catch by Shelton, breaking a few tackles. Will gain only around a couple.
Pass complete to Shelton.
Yeah, the Wildcats have been able to try and get those short yards by just building on the screen pass. Shelton with 2 of those catches already on this drive. He got about 5 yards there.
Refs are discussing something. Maybe there's a flag. Looks like there is a flag on the play, and it'll go against the Wildcats. They'll make it. It's going to be a holding against the Wildcats. That'll make it 2nd and longer. So we'll make it 2nd and 20.
Second down and 20.
Pretty quiet night here so far to start the game. Afsharipur on 2nd and long with 3 receivers lined up to his left. Triplette, the running back. He's going to throw it. Looking to throw down the middle to Shelton. Caught there. Good catch for a gain of around 9. Still bring up 3rd and long.
Afsharipur's pass complete to Shelton.
So 3 passes to Shelton so far in the past 5 plays.
Yeah, this is the perfect opportunity for the Lancers to get the ball back on offense and just keep this momentum and this shutout going.
3rd and 12. Afsharipur looking to throw. Throwing down the middle. Pass way too high. Intended for Shelton again. He looks like he had him open.
Yeah, he had him open. He was right there in the gap between Judah Halapua and Naya Alatini. Osharipur just had to layer it between those two levels, just sailed it a little too high. No one was able to get a touch on that. And it's going to bring up another punt and another opportunity for Damo Teza to make a big play.
Yeah, if you're the Wildcats, looks like they're still lining up as if they're going to run a snap. And they run back for the punt. If you're the Wildcats, do you punt this out of bounds maybe?
Yeah, you would definitely try and make sure they can't get a good return on it.
It's going to land at Dom Oteza again, but this time they tackle him before he can get any sort of yards back. So we'll finally see the Lancers offense come out onto the field. Drew Cumby, the starting quarterback here tonight after Andrew Franzino was hurt after the midi game. Only played 2 snaps against Sarah. Still recovering.
Yeah, Cumby last week, he was 7 of 12 for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. Pretty efficient on the day, but just nothing that really, jumped up at you off of the stat sheet.
Lancers lined up in their traditional I formation with Motu Kanaina as the running back. Kanaina runs it down the middle for a good gain of around 5 yards.
Yeah, if this is any sign for what's going to happen, what this offense is trying to do in this game, it's going to be a long game for this Wildcats defense because it looks like they're able to run the ball pretty well after that first play.
Motu Kanaina has ran the ball 103 times so far this season for 467 yards, including having 3 rushing touchdowns on the year. Cumby looking to throw. Passes juggled but still caught. Catch made there by number 20, Riley Barton. That'll move the chains for the Lancers.
Good job right there between Cumby and Barton, just able to get that quick release on the out route. Riley Barton had immediate separation. And a good job getting that first down right there.
First and 10, 7 minutes. And the clock still runs. Motu Kanaina back there. They will give him the ball. Another good run of around 4. Bring up second down.
Yeah, this is about what we can expect on about every single first and 10 of the game. It's a good and strong run down the middle from the Lancers just to try and make it an easier second down. So far, we've got 2nd and 7 right here.
Lancers line up in a 3-by-1. Drew Cumby is going to look at a throw quick to the outside. It's Alatini, and he will get the first down, get around the midfield.
Yeah, right there. They were just trying to do what the Wildcats have been doing with Zooey Shelton the last drive, just a quick screen pass to Alatini, and he was able to get that first down, about 8 yards right there to the Lancers' 49-yard line just before midfield.
Alatini on the season has had 12 catches for 220 yards, including 4 touchdowns. He's a big threat, especially in the end zone. Drew Cumby on first down, drops the snap, picks it up, then throws it. Good catch and run. Tackled there, moving the chains for a first down. Caught there by number 12, Aaron Bonini, the tight end.
Yeah, right there. What they were trying to do was a little bootleg to the right and just trying to hit Bonini in the flat. Luckily, that bounce off of the fumbled snap still went Cumby's way. He was able to pick it up and just dump it off to Bonini. And Bonini did his job, just getting the yards after the catch and a big first down right there.
Lucky break there for the Lancers, but good way to improvise based on the situation. Now, Lancers on first down will line up in their I formation with Kanaina back there. It's going to be a toss to him, and he'll be tackled for a loss of 1 yard there. good play defensively.
Jalugi in on the tackle. Loss of 2, second and 12.
Now Drew Cumby's been huge so far for the Lancers, stepping up big in the absence of Andrew Franzino. Usually they would rotate every drive, but after the Franzino injury, Drew Cumby's been the starting quarterback for last week's game against Serra. They motion Bonini across. Throw by Cumby. Picked off there by Shelton. Shelton still going. Pushed out of bounds there by Motu Keanaina, but a huge play defensively for the St. Ignatius defense. Shelton, who's been big on both offense and defense, picks that off and takes it back another 50 yards.
That was a great play by Shelton there, just reading the throw, reading the ball there. Cumby just let that ball sail a bit too much. It was a little too slow trying to get to Max Haberlock on the out route, and Shelton just got there first. And a great job right there, taking it all the way to the 27-yard line of the Lancers. Good job by Motu Keanaina just stopping a pick 6 right there, forcing Shelton out of bounds.
Shelton's been big so far, one of the key players on both offense and defense for the Wildcats. Did have a fumble recovery earlier in the season as well. So he's been known for having big impacts on the turnover game for the Wildcats. It's going to be a run. They're going to run it with Steve Malone, who's back from injury, played 2 games, played against Serra and played against Bellarmine last week. Run for around 2 yards there. Just under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Wildcats at the Lancers 26-yard line. Sharipur, let's see what he can do with great field position. It's going to be a throw. Quick throw to the outside, caught there by number 5, Ty Hicks. And that will, in fact, move the chains there.
Yeah, that's a good route by Hicks right there, just getting to the sticks and just hitting an out cut there. And good job by Sharipur, just hitting it right on him, making sure Max Haberlack couldn't get a hand on that.
That throw brings the Wildcats into the red zone off Sharipur on 1st and 10. Looks like the Lancers show blitz.
Halapu is trying to creep up.
It's going to be a handoff to Triboulet, and he will get 2 yards there.
That was Halapua right there who just plugged up that running lane down the middle and made sure that they couldn't get any yards there on the run down the middle.
Luke Triboulet, the starting running back, the 5'6" junior. Less than 3 minutes to play. Triboulet still in as a running back. Take a look at Shelton on that left side. Sharipur is going to look for him. It's going to be intercepted. Great pick there by Alatini. And the Lancers respond to St. Ignatius' interception with an interception of their own. Alatini, the 3-star BYU commit, with that interception, will give the Lancers the ball at their own 2-yard line. Great stop.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Lancers needed right when the Wildcats were building up their momentum, especially after their own pick. And this is exactly what they needed. Hopefully the offense can get right back on their feet and, start a methodical drive that can hopefully end in some points. It's obviously going to be tough starting from your own 2-yard line, though.
Should expect to maybe see a quick throw. It's going to be a handoff to Keanaina. Looks like there's a late flag thrown.
It might be rough or unnecessary roughness, but let's see what the referees are talking about. Might be unnecessary roughness on the offense there, actually.
It will go against the Lancers. So they've started off a lot of the drives, both defensively and offensively, with personal fouls. That might be the one thing that holds them back from gaining momentum, which is something they really need if they want to play their game throughout this WCAL matchup. This will put them at the 1-yard line. Cumbie is going to run it with Keanaina, who finds a hole, still going. Great run there, still brushing through defenders, and it's going to be a run of 30 yards on first down.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Lancers need out of their running game, and especially from Motu Keanaina. When they're in these difficult backed up spots, they need their running game to just shine for them and get them out of this and get them out of those situations. And it looks like there's another flag on the play, and it's going to be on the Lancers.
It's going to be a sideline warning. Not sure on which team, though. But the Lancers will start their drive, or will start at the 32-yard line now. Drew Cumbie looking to bounce back after that interception. Damo Teza, the wide receiver, with the touchdown, lined up to the right side. This time it's going to be a handoff to Keanaina again. Still dodging defenders. It's going to be a gain of around 7.
Yeah,
Should see a big game for him tonight.
Yeah, he's been running really efficiently so far, getting about 8 yards per carry, and he's going to just look to continue that as this game goes on.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 at the 38.
Bring up 2nd and 4. Damo Teza comes to the sideline, take a breather. Second and 4, I formation. Cumbie looking to pass. Pass is intended for Isaiah Porter, but that pass is a little too far ahead. Ben, flag on the play. Let's see what the call is.
Cumbie's pass intended for Porter falls incomplete. Farrell on the coverage. 3rd down and 4.
See what the call is.
And there's a flag on the play.
It's going to be against the Wildcats.
It's going to be a face mask and another 15 yards for the Lancers and an automatic first down.
That's big. That pushes the Lancers into Wildcat territory, pretty much where they were before the interception.
I believe this is their first time in plus territory in this game.
Jacob Salapare coming off the field. Drew Cumbie coming in. You're getting the play call from the coach. Cumbie looking to throw quickly, and it was an accurate throw. A late hit on that play. Is there going to be a flag?
That's going to be another 15 yards for the Lancers. Just unnecessary roughness right there from the Wildcats.
Looked like Ty Hicks pushed Zachariah Holloway late on that play. That ball was placed perfectly in Zachariah Holloway's hands, but unable, maybe reacted a little too late to that ball. But either way, that pushes the Lancers to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, Holloway just didn't get his head around fast enough, and he couldn't see that ball coming. But it still ended in positive in a gain for the Lancers, as they're now at the 32-yard line.
St. Ignatius calls their first time out of the game maybe to get their heads together a little bit, calm down a little bit after getting 2 big personal fouls that have given the Lancers field position at the 32-yard line. So far what we've seen so far in the first minute of the game, or first quarter of the game, with a minute left to go in the first quarter, we will probably see a big game from Keonaina tonight.
Yeah, he's been running really well so far in the first 11 minutes of this game. And, you know, with how this Wildcats defense has looked, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just keep handing the ball off to him.
First and 10. Looks like Kaimani Keonaina is the running back. Interesting setup. Haven't seen this so far. They will give it to Kaimani Keonaina, who actually gets a good run. Will get 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, no matter who the running back is in this offense, they've been able to run really well. Motu Keonaina or Kaimani Keonaina. About 7 yards right there. And Kaimani checks out now.
So good one run for Kaimani Keonaina. Motu Keonaina is back in. They are going to give it to him. Flag thrown. Looks like it's going to be holding
Yeah,
on
this
the
play's
Lancers.
coming back.
That will bring up 2nd and 13.
Yeah, that play was already blown up by that Wildcats defensive line. And if that wasn't bad enough, the Lancers will be heading backwards because of a hold.
Already seen so many flags this game. The Lancers struggled with that throughout the year, especially preseason. Had so many personal fouls that ruined momentum.
Yeah,
pushed them back.
Yeah, they've had their issues with delay of games, you know, roughing the passers, roughing the punters, and you know, they've just got to find their way around that in this game.
Second and long. Looks like some confusion at the line. And that will force a timeout for the Lancers. Looks like some confusion on that play. Not sure where the receivers were supposed to be lined up. So timeout for the Wildcats and timeout for the St. Francis Lancers, both in the span of 40 seconds. Second and long. Drew Cumby lined up in the gun. With Motu Keonaina, the running back. He's going to throw. And it's incomplete, intended for Zachariah Holloway. Second drop of the game for Zachariah Holloway. And that'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Yeah, Holloway just had a little in route there, and he had some space to work to try and gain some of the penalty yardage back. But he's just got a little bit of an issue with his hands today. He's got 2 misses today so far.
Big 3rd down to end the quarter for the Lancers. See what Cumby can do here.
I'd assume the idea is to just get into field goal range for Lucas Vaughn, which would be about 10 more yards. They don't really have to get the first down.
Damo Teza and Alatini line up to the right side. Cumby looking to throw. Cumby will dart it. Great catch there by Alatini, moving the chains. That'll take us to the end of the first quarter.
assuming that they let this clock run out once they move the chains. But great throw and great catch to exploit that secondary.
Yeah, that was a beautiful route and beautiful ball by Cumby. Alatini was just running along the seam, and Cumby just put it in a spot where only Alatini could jump up and high point it, and no other DB was in the area able to really challenge for the ball.
That does take us to the end of the first quarter. That was Alatini's 12th catch. Actually, 13th catch of the season so far. He does have 4 touchdowns. So far, very interesting first quarter. We've seen the only touchdown from a punt return from Don Maltese on the first special teams punt return of the game.
Yeah, and penalties have, really taken their place in this game. Been about 8 or 9 penalties so far in after that first quarter. And both teams are going to be looking to just tone it down and play a much cleaner game for the next 3 quarters.
And Miss Patty Tennant, special category. The Hall of Fame class of 2025. Welcome home and congratulations.
Lancers will start the second quarter at the 10-yard line. It is 1st and goal.
They've got 3 tight ends in.
Carolina on the run. Expected that. But still will gain 3 yards there.
Yeah, they had their package with 3 tight ends in there. Anyone could see that they were trying to just power the ball in. Got a few yards there, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try it again.
Another thing that the Wildcats need to look out for is that fade route to Alatini. He's really good at those one-on-ones and just snagging that ball. It's going to be a pass by Cumby, just thrown over.
Yeah, and that was a perfect play action right there. Riley Barton was just able to run free right there, and he just wasn't able to get his hands on the ball.
Cumby's pass intended for Sakai.
Intended for Ryan Sakai there, the 6'2 junior.
31 to 6.
The 3rd and goal, big 3rd down here. Maybe a run here and then just go for it on 4th, see where that run takes you.
Yeah, the running game has been working pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised if they just try and push it for as far as they can. And yeah, 4th down isn't out of the question here.
Cumby's going to hand it off to Carolina. Does find a hole. Does he lean in? And he's going to be marked short at the 1-yard line. And I would assume the Lancers would go for it on 4th down. And maybe just power this with another run.
Yeah, you just got to go for it, especially with how your offensive line has just been creating lanes and just pushing defensive line. And getting to the second level. It's just about a yard or half a yard there. And it's definitely something the Lancers haven't struggled to get.
Here we go, 4th and goal. It's going to be a run of Carolina. Do they say he's in? And the refs signal as a touchdown. Go to Carolina's 4th touchdown of the year. Only needed 1 yard, got that 1 yard. That makes the score 13-0. Extra point coming up. Lucas Vaughn to kick the extra point. after that 1 yard rushing touchdown by Motu Keanaaina. That kick is up and it is good. 14-0. Good start for the Lancers, getting the advantage.
At 10:58 in the second quarter, St. Francis 14.
And what will the Wildcats do in response with quarterback Caden Afsharipur?
Yeah, right before that interception, their offense was, working pretty well. They were able to get into the red zone, but then that interception just ended everything. They've just got to continue with what they've had working, which is, the run game, the play action game, and the quick routes, the quick out routes, the quick routes over the middle. So just try and get those easy yards.
On to kick off for the Lancers. Be interesting to see what the Wildcats do in response. Do they maybe run the ball more? Their passing game has not been as accurate as usually it is. Back to return there, number 20, Hawks Packard. Going to be a short kick. Hawks Packard is the one who picks it up. And he breaking a lot of tackles and a good return now to the 30-yard line. Looks like there's a flag thrown on the play. Let's see what the call is. Referees are discussing it.
There's a flag on the play. Holding against SI.
It's going to be a holding call against the Wildcats. That'll push them back 10 yards. And they will start at the 16-yard line, it looks like. So a little bit worse field position, starting field position as intended. But still enough room to work for Afsharipur, the quarterback. Still hasn't really gotten himself into that flow state in that game, into this game. Still looking to see a little bit more accurate throws in his first game back. Afsharipur is going to hand this off to Tribolette for a run of around 1 yard there. If you're just tuning in, the Lancers' 2 touchdowns have came from a punt return touchdown for almost 80 yards by Damo Teza. Another one from a 1 yard rush, team touchdown by Motu Keanaaina. Wildcats still yet to score with 10 minutes to go. Afsharipur looking to throw, goes it down the middle. Good coverage there, batted down. Number 24, Pifoletti. Batting that pass down.
Was great coverage right there. Pifoletti looked like he was a step behind the receiver, but a great diving deflection there. He just got his hand right between the ball and the player, just knocked that one out.
Maybe the throw was also a little bit too shallow, a little bit higher. Could have seen him gone. Looks like the intended receiver was Shelton, the man who also has the interception earlier in the game. That will bring up 3rd and 9. Can the Lancers force a 3 and out? They blitz. Afsharipur finds some space to run, slides, and will get the first down. Good awareness by Afsharipur, and that'll move the chains.
Yeah, that's great awareness from the quarterback right there, just noticing that the defensive tackle just kind of slips and there's no one right in front of him just covering that, lane right there, and he just took off and was able to get the first down. Good job seeing that no one was open, and it was smart to just not force any throw that could have been picked.
1st and 10. Afsharipur still yet to go 3 and out on any of his drives. Have moved the chains at least once.
Looks like it's going to be a quick throw. Catch there. Falling there.
Option court pass complete to Farrell.
Elijah Farrell, the tight end, with the catch. Gain of 7 yards.
2nd and 3 at the 36.
My apologies, that is Jack Farrell on the catch. Play action. Afsharipur looking for a deep shot. And he batted it. Looks like Ty Hicks had that in his hands, and then Pifoletti just slapped the ball out.
That is a perfect rep right there from Pifoletti, just continuing even though he got beat right there. And he just kept going until the ball was in Ty Hicks' hands, and he just knocked it out. That's exactly what you want to see from your DB right there, never quitting on the play.
Looks like that ball was also a little bit underthrown there. 3rd and short, still some room to work. Rage Game's theme tonight, pink out. It's gonna be pink out for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And looks like it's gonna be a timeout for the Wildcats.
Timeout on the field.
I'd like to remind you that to subscribe to Lancer Live Entertainment Network. Never miss a home football game.
Coach Lake Merchant and the girls
Expect to see
WCA
the final WCAL stream on Lancer Live in 2 weeks from now against Valley Christian. Wildcats discussing what the play will be here on 3rd and 3. Big 3rd down here. Wildcats can't really afford another punt. It's going to be a handoff to Tribolette, and he's going to be tackled very short. Let's see if they give him the first down. Might be around like half a yard short of that first down marker.
Lewis in on the tackle.
And they might come out and measure it. It does look like they're going to bring out the measure. It did look very close to that first down marker. Maybe about a quarter of a yard short. I would probably expect the Wildcats to go for it either way. And that is a first down for the Wildcats. The tip of the ball past that line to gain. So good run by Tribolette to move the chains.
Yeah, that was just forward progress right there. He got past the sticks, but then kind of took a step back. But the referees marked him where, you know, at the farthest point he got to.
First and 10. Clock's ticking with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Flag on the play. It's going to be a false start against St. Ignatius. That would make it 1st and 15.
Yeah, it looked like it was one of the guards on the offensive line there, just getting a little too jumpy there. Back him up 5 yards.
Ty Hicks and lined up to the right side. Afsharipur looking to throw. Evades a tackle. Shovels it to Tribolette. Good job breaking a few tackles and getting around 10 yards on that gain. Bring up second down.
Complete to AAA.
Yeah, Sharapur just shows his, escapability right there. He broke away from a sack and just shuffled the ball over to his running back there. And that was a good play by AAA, just, getting all that penalty yards back and some more to make it a 2nd and short.
2nd and short. AAA still in as the running back. They will give it to him. Finds a hole. That does move the chains. 6-yard gain there. Entering Lancer territory. Solid drive so far for the Wildcats.
Yeah, one of AAA's best skills is his vision. He's able to just really, be low to the ground and quickly change directions whenever he sees a running lane, and that's exactly what he did there. Just found a lane and just ran right through it to get that 1st down.
First and 10.
There's a stack to the right.
Sharapur looking to throw, gets hit on the pass, but the pass is complete. Gain of around 9 yards there.
Yeah, the Lancers need to find an answer for these quick out routes that the Wildcats have just been consistently hitting, for about 7 or 8 yards about every time. They've just got to either, have the corners just press up a little more or get pressure a little faster, because if the Wildcats can keep doing that, it's going to be a long day for these Lancers DBs.
Looked like Deion Jackson was the man who was right in off Sharipur's face, but still a complete pass. 2nd and 1. Another throw. Heavy pressure. Great job by Sharipur to escape that. Then the pass, incomplete. Good coverage there by Jaden Lewis to bat that ball down.
Yeah, it looks like the Lancers brought a little stunt with Halapua coming around the outside of Sean McCoy, and I think it was Jacobson just getting pressure down the middle, but it was a great job by Sharipur, just able to escape that and just avoid the sack and a loss of yards.
3rd and short. Probably expect the run here. They do give it. Looks like Malone was on the run there, and did he get enough for the 1st down? He was short.
It's going to be a 4th down again.
Jacobson on the tackle. No gain. Okay, 4th down.
Fourth and short, and it looks like the Wildcats will go for it. No question about that. Elijah Harris in as running back. Let's see if they give the ball to him. It's going to be a throw off Sharipur. Throws it, and that is too far behind Shelton, and that will be a turnover on downs. Good defensive stop for the Lancers, and they'll pick up on offense at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, the Wildcats have been trying to play action very often this game, and it was just a Sharipur rolling to his right, trying to find Shelton on the crosser, and he just missed him, just threw it too low and a little bit behind. Shelton just couldn't come back to the ball. The Lancers have good starting field position to try and get some points before the half with 6 minutes left.
Looked like Shelton beat Damo Teza. Had separation, but that throw was a little bit behind him. That matchup, Damo Teza and Zui Shelton, number 3 for the Lancers versus number 3 for the Wildcats. Key matchup to look on. Looks like an empty backfield for Cumby. Quick throw to the outside. Gain of 2 yards there. Catch there by Alatini.
Yeah, the Lancers and empty there. They had quads to the right, which is 4 wide receivers on the right side of the field. And all they were trying to do was get a screen pass to Naya Alatini going. But it was a great job by the Wildcats. And just getting a stop, making sure that no big play could come out of that.
Five minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half. Lancers line up in a single back, and they'll give this to Motu Keana Aina, who finds a hole. And that will move the chains for the Lancers. Good 8-yard run there by Motu Keanaina.
Yeah, Keanaina has been doing that, getting a huge gain on just about every touch he's gotten. And with about 5 minutes left, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and run it a few more times to get some yardage and get into field goal range before they try and pass a little more.
First and 10. It's going to be a fake to Loa Tuilela, and this time it's going to be a throw. Caught there. Great catch. Touchdown. Aaron Bonini, the tight end. Great catch. And he zooms his way in for the Lancers' third touchdown of the game.
Great connection there between Cumby and Bonini. Bonini was just running this wheel route out of his tight end position, and he was just able to get separation on whoever was in coverage there. And Cumby just put it in the perfect spot right on Bonini in stride, where the linebacker just could not get a hand on the ball. And Bonini was just free to run in for the touchdown.
Aaron Bonini gets his first touchdown of the season. The senior tight end. Lucas Vaughn for the extra point to make this 21-0. And it is good. So Wildcats need a response here before the end of the first half.
And Vaughn's extra point is good.
Otherwise, things could get out of hand very quickly.
Yeah, that touchdown from Bonini featured something we don't really see too often with this Lancers offense, which was this return motion from Aaron Bonini. He started out on the right side of the offensive line, went to the left, and went right back right before the ball was snapped. And that's kind of one of the reasons he kind of got lost in coverage for the first few seconds of the play. And it was why he was able to get, some easy space for the touchdown.
Visit sfhs.com.
So that is the 5th Lancer to get a touchdown, to get a receiving touchdown this season. We've seen so far 2 touchdowns by Max Haberlack. Still haven't seen him get a catch tonight. We'll probably expect that later in the game. Sean Walsh also has 4 touchdowns. Again, have not seen a catch from him tonight. Lucas Vaughn to kick off. Pickard to return. He's going to run across the field, but gets stuffed there. Good tackle, and they will only get to the 15-yard line. A little bit weaker field position for the Wildcats to start.
Yeah, this Lancers kickoff coverage unit has done a great job so far today. About every time the Wildcats have had a return, they've just been stuffed inside their own 20, and that's not what you want for your offense. You obviously want to start somewhere past the 20, around the 25, maybe 30, but consistently starting behind the 20 just isn't something that's good for your offense.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. It's going to be a handoff to Tribolette. Gain of around 4 yards there. Currently in other league games across the WCAL, Reardon are beating Bellarmine 28-0 right now. That throw right there is incomplete by Afsharipur. Seemed to be a little bit of confusion there. Brings up an incomplete pass. 3rd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, that was just
cost WCal so far. Or tonight will be Reardon versus Bellarmine, Sarah versus Minnie. That's a big game there. Afshari pour on third down, scrambling. Will heave it, it'll be incomplete, and that'll bring up 4th and 6. Looks like there's a flag thrown on the play. See what the call is. That might be a lifeline for the Wildcats. Also, the Sacred Heart Cathedral versus Valley Christian game is happening. Lancers will play both those teams to end off the WCal season.
Penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
And that will bring up 4th down. 4th and 6. Looks like they picked up the flag. So it was an ineligible man downfield that was declined by the Lancers to bring up 4th down. Expecting a punt here. Back to return is Damo Teza, who has a punt return touchdown earlier in the game to open up the scoring. It's going to be a fair catch called, and Lancers will start at the 50-yard line with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
Ball spotted at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers.
So Drew Cumby tonight, great performance. Does have an interception earlier, but has moved the chains a lot, including a touchdown by throw to Aaron Bonini on the last drive. Looks like it's going to be a Wildcat. Snap to Kaimani Kanaaina, and then a run there by Alatini, which will bring up 8 yards on the gain. Good, interesting play call there. Direct snap to Kaimani Kanaaina, the running back slash defensive back.
Yeah, it was just a play to cause some confusion for the defense. Kaimani Kanaaina, obviously, we know he can run the football, but in this case, he handed the ball off, and that just kind of slows the defense down. They gotta be able to read whether, or be able to anticipate and respond to whether Kaimani keeps it or he hands it off.
Drew Cumby still on the sideline. Another motion. Kaimani Kanaaina on the Wildcat play again, gets the first down after an exhilarating run to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that play right there shows the variations that this Wildcat, concept can have. The person who's taking the snap can either hand it off or they can just keep it. And when you have someone like Kaimani Kanaaina, they can get big plays and big runs like this.
The Lancers experimenting with some new offensive plays. Drew Cumby does come back in as quarterback now. Now that the Lancers are at the 35-yard line. First down, fakes the handoff. Man, right in his face, but it's going to be a deep throw. Caught there, great catch at the 1-yard line. Caught there by Sean Walsh with his first catch of the game, and that puts the Lancers in a great position to get their 4th touchdown before the end of the half.
First and goal at the 1.
And we might see Motu Kanaaina come in here to power his way for a 4th touchdown. Similar to what he did in his touchdown earlier in the game from almost the exact same spot. They do give it to him, and he falls forward for the Lancers' 4th touchdown of the game. Motu Kanaaina with the 2nd touchdown. Lancers up 27-0, extra point coming up.
Yeah, and this touchdown drive here just was really off of the hard work of Cumby and Walsh right there, connecting for that big play off of that post route. That's exactly what the Lancers need to keep doing for this entire game.
Great bounce back so far after the loss against Sarah last week. I've started this game a little bit slow on offense, but now that they've kind of gotten into the flow of the game, they've made the score almost a 4-score game. Lucas Vaughn, the extra point is good. 4 for 4 on extra points tonight. And now a minute 39, and the Wildcats hoping to get some points on the board before the end of the half.
1:39 in the second quarter. St. Francis 28, St. Ignatius 0.
If you're just joining us, touchdowns tonight came from a Damo Teza punt return to start the scoring for the Lancers, then a Motu Keanaina 1-yard rushing touchdown. Then a dart from Drew Cumby to Aaron Bonini for the 3rd touchdown. And just now, Motu Keanaina gets a second 1-yard rushing touchdown for his 5th touchdown of this year so far.
Ball to kick for the Lancers. Packers to drill that deep for the Wildcats.
Lucas Vaughn to kick off. This will go to Pickard again. And that return will take it to the 25-yard line. And Afsharipour will begin the drive for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 at the 25 for the Wildcats.
Handoff to Tribolette. Tackle made there by,
Tribolette, the ball carrier.
I don't know, looks like Picoletti, but actually no. That is Halapua with the tackle. Late handoff on that play. Does give him 8 yards. 2nd down. Quick throw to the outside. Drop there. Shelton was the intended receiver, was in his hands, but couldn't reel it in. Clock stops at 1 minute and 3 seconds for 3rd and 2.
Broken up by Swayzer. 3rd and 2 at the 33.
Two receivers line up to both sides. Halapua is going to do a late handoff again to Tribolette, who, did he get the 1st down? Looked like he had it, and then he tried to cut back, and they will give him the 1st down. 2-yard run there. 56 seconds left.
Taken down by number 44, Parker Jacobs. Arshavapur just could not escape from him for the 1st sack of the game for either team.
The clock will continue to run under 25 seconds to go. Might just have one more play and then bring it to the end of the half. Seven seconds left. Hand off to Tribolette for the last play of the half. And a big tackle there by Halapua.
And the half ends 28-0 with 4 touchdowns by the Lancers. A lot of talking points for the Wildcats if they want to stay in this game before it gets out of hand in the third. The Lancers will get the ball to start the second half. We will see you in 15 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Varsity cheer team. And now let's give a warm welcome to our Varsity Pro team. It's time to meet your Lancer Band and Color Guard. Tonight, under the direction of Sadie Wheeler-Simmet, the Lancer Band and Color Guard are performing their 2025 show, The Rainbow Connection. They are led on the field by drum majors Jamie Rothschild and Kelly Wu. Color Guard captains Anya Matthew and Zoe Scallon. The percussion captain Andrew Hunt. Put your hands together for a colorful show.
Yeah, I'm putting that on.
Drum major, is your band ready? Lancer Band and Color Guard, you may take the field. Wow. Thank you, Lancer Band and Cougars. That's the watch tomorrow for the Pro Neighborhood, Northern California's largest band view. Good luck.
Welcome back to Lancer Live Entertainment Network in this joint broadcast with KMVT Network. We welcome you here for the second half action as the St. Francis Lancers are up 28-0 against the St. Ignatius Wildcats. Touchdowns for the Lancers are scored, 2 by Motu Keanaaina, 1 by Aaron Bonini, and 1 off of a punt return by Dom Oteza. What do you think some of the main talking points were for the Wildcats at halftime?
Well, first of all, it's just a blowout, right? 28-0, something you'd never want to see your team going through. But, the Wildcats offense has just, had its moments, but then it's just sputtered when they really needed to drive down the field, when they needed to convert, on those fourth downs, on those fourth and shorts. And, they've also got to just work much harder in the special teams area. They've had that punt return for a touchdown, and their return unit just hasn't been doing the best job as to, allowing their offense to start in, a good and favorable position. They've always been starting, inside the 20, for the first time near the end of the first half. They finally got out to the 25, but, there wasn't enough time on the clock to really get something going from that drive. So if the Wildcats want any chance to, have a fight in this game, they've just got to really improve in all three phases of football.
Looking on the other side for the Lancers, they ended the half with 259 total yards compared to the St. Ignatius only 103 yards. Drew Cumby, the starting quarterback for the Lancers, is thrown for 174 yards, a touchdown, and an interception off of 7 of 12 passing. So solid game for Cumby. taken control the tempo, led the Lancers to a 28-0 lead at half.
Yeah, and he's really building off well from that performance last week against Sarah at Sarah, where he went 7 for 12 for 102 yards and 1 touchdown. He's definitely doing a lot better today as the Lancers have the lead this time instead of trailing last Saturday at Sarah.
Lancers with a good bounce back against the Wildcats here tonight after losing against Sarah last Saturday, 28-41. Cumbie was 7 for 12 as well on that night, due for 102 yards and a touchdown.
The Baylands Park school record, running 15:49 on a 5K course. The whole squad
expect the second half we should see more Lancers getting in action.
At the WCL Championships, up at Crystal Springs cross country course.
Maybe we can see Sean Walsh get involved a little bit more, despite the lead. Sean Walsh only having 1 catch, which is a big catch for around 30 yards to get at the 1-yard line for the Lancers that led to the Motu Keanaina score.
Yeah, Sean Walsh had that 34-yarder, to set up that Motu Keanaina rushing touchdown hit Keanaina's second of the day. And defensively for the Lancers, one thing they've really got to focus on is those really, short passes that the Wildcats have really been trying to play through. They've been looking at those really quick out cuts that have been, allowing them to get about 7 yards per completion. And, if the Lancers just want to tighten up defensively, that's what they've got to focus on, because in all other aspects, they've been playing pretty good.
Somebody that we've seen a little bit more on the offensive end than we usually only see on the defensive end, Kaimani Keanaina, who has 6 runs for 50 yards, leads the team in rushing yards tonight.
Yeah, we were able to get a sneak peek of him, running the Wildcat formation for the Lancers. He had a carry over there, a really good carry for about 8 yards there for a first down. And, that might be a little preview of what the Lancers might try and do in the second half.
Lancers will receive the kickoff to start the second half. Both teams heading onto the field. Start the second half. Rage Cage a little bit on the quiet side tonight. Only really filled up the 2 rows. It is senior night, however, for both the band, color guard, and cheer.
On the kick for the Wildcats.
To kick off for the Wildcats is Thomas McKeon. Back to return is, looks like it's going to be taken by, I believe that is Alatini. Flag thrown there. Good return to the 34. Let's see what the flag is. Might go against the Lancers.
Balled up on the tackle for the Wildcats.
This one might be coming back. Holding on the return team, which is declined.
Block in the back against the Lancers.
It's going to be an illegal block in the back, which is the penalty that is accepted. So the Lancers will start from inside their own 15 at about the 11-yard line. 10-yard line.
Cumbie out for the Lancers to start the drive. Motu Keanaina out with them. Keanaina has 7 runs tonight for around 28 yards. It's going to be a run to Carolina on the outside. Breaking a few tackles, gaining 6 yards.
Yeah, right there the Lancers were trying to just get the outside zone concept working as Carolina just tried to bend the corner, and that's exactly what he did, and he was able to get a good gain right there. About 6 yards, making it 2nd and medium.
I think we also have to compliment the Lancers' offensive line so far this game. Cumbie hasn't really dealt with much pressure from the defensive line, and run game has been successful tonight. It's going to be a run to Loa Tuilela. Is he going to get the first down?
Yeah, and there's going to be an extra 15 yards on the play as Cumbie was hit in the backfield, and that's going to be an unnecessary roughness.
Personal foul against St. Ignatius.
The extra 15 will have the Lancers start this next set of downs at the 41-yard line, their own 41-yard line.
$15 yards penalty after the 8-yard run by Loa Tuilela.
First and 10 at the 41.
3 different Lancers in on the run game tonight. 2 Keanainas, Kaimani and Motu, as well as Loa. But now Motu Keanainas in as the running back. Cumbie looking to pass. He's going to roll out to his right. Quick throw to Keanaina, breaking a tackle. Won't gain much. Might actually lose a yard there.
Yeah, good awareness from Cumbie right there. Sensing that there was a blitz coming, the Wildcats brought 2 extra as they brought 6 in total. And Cumbie just rolled to his right. Bonini picked up one of the blitzers, but great job by the Wildcats just getting the tackle for loss there and making it a 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12 to 39.
Looked like on the tackle for that play was number 22, Charlie Ball, the 6-foot senior. Empty set for the Drew Cumbie. He's going to look to his left. Caught there, oh, and dropped. Intended for Alatini, and a little bit of extracurricular happening. Lancers need to stay level-headed. No point in getting involved in all that, especially with the lead that they have right now.
Yeah, that ball from Cumbie was just a little short of Alatini. He couldn't reel it in, and then there was a little bit of a push by the defensive back on Alatini. Alatini kind of retaliated. This Wildcats crowd wants a penalty, but none will be given.
Scuffle between Alatini and Charlie Ball. Looked like Ball might have held on to Alatini a little bit after the play.
Yeah, I think it was both of them just hand fighting, unnecessary hand fighting right there.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for Drew Cumbie and the Lancers offense on the first drive of the second half. Zachariah Holloway and Riley Barton and Damo Teza, 3 receivers line up to the left. Cumbie going to take a shot. Intended for Damo Teza. Might have to have played a little bit of defense in that situation. That throw was very underthrown. Ball was there in coverage. Good coverage there, and great 3 straight plays by Charlie Ball after the tackle, and then 2 pass breakups all in a row.
Yeah, Cumbie was trying to find Oteza, who was running this corner, but as he climbed up in the pocket, he had some space to kind of just, you know, maybe even get the first down, because we've seen him scramble really well this season. And, you know, he's definitely a guy who can move the sticks with his legs. But he tried to go for Oteza, but just underthrew it.
That's going to bring out the first punt for the Lancers. Pifoletti's the punter. Caught there by the Wildcats. Good return, but going to be tackled at the 36-yard line. Looks like Cole Molinari, the 5'9" junior, is there on the return for around 15 yards.
Yeah, and this right here at the 36 is the best starting field position of the day for the Wildcats. Let's see if they can get their first points of the day with this field position.
I think the one main weakness that we've seen in the Lancers so far this game is penalties, personal fouls. See if the defense can clean up on that and try to get a 3 and out here. It's going to be a handoff to Tribolette.
Tribolette just slipped right there. It looked like he had a lane to run through off of the right guard, but just couldn't get his footing right. Only got 2 yards there.
Afsharipur, the quarterback for the Wildcats. First plays of the second half for him. Slow start to the first half. It's going to be a quick throw to the outside. Caught there. It's going to be 1 or 2 yards short of the first down. Catch made there by Jack Farrell.
Complete to Farrell.
Yeah, they saw the soft coverage there from the DB and just, went to their bread and butter, the out route there, which makes it a 3rd and 2. It was Leonidas Leyva who was on the coverage, just allowing that space over there.
It's going to be a carry where for good tackle, good broken tackle there, has a lane to run. Max Haberlack trying to trip him, but can't. Still going. Great run there by Tribolette. And a late flag after.
This flag might be on the Lancers.
Jackson made the tackle.
Yeah, it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct on Sean McCoy for going up to the ref and just having a few words with him. And it's only going to make this last run, which I would call the best offensive play for the Wildcats so far, even worse for the Lancers.
So that personal foul plus that great run by Tribolette, breaking different tackles and spinning off of defenders, will put the Wildcats in 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. 40-yard run for Tribolette, longest run of the night. Afsharipur is going to give it to Steve Malone. Gain of 4 yards there. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Wildcats are knocking on the door right now.
Jacobs on the tackle.
Just itching to get their first points of the game here.
Steve Malone
Gain of 4.
does have a touchdown this season. He's ran for over 180 yards throughout the year. He's still in for running back as Tribolette gets a rest. 3 receivers line up to the left. It's going to be a run to Malone again. Bounces off of a defender, but still will be tackled. Gain of 0.
Yeah, the Lancers just brought extra pressure right there, and those extra blitzers just kind of clogged up all the running lanes. Made sure that there was very limited space to run through on that last one.
Third and goal. Malone is the running back, but Afsharipur is looking to pass. Quick slant, low throw. Did he catch it? They say it's a touchdown, and the Wildcats with a good response.
That was Zooey Shelton there on the quick slant from the slot, and the ball was put right on him, a little low, but still he was able to make the grab, just sliding in there. And the Wildcats finally get their first answer of the game. And if the Lancers aren't careful here, this could snowball into something they've got to be cautious for.
Extra point.
Kicked by Thomas McKeon. Kick is up. Oh, and it's very short, but just barely goes over the crossbar. Looks like it was tipped. That makes it 28-7. Touchdown by Shelton. Coming into this game, he had 330 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now make that 7. It's been big here tonight, being one of the big threats on offense for the Wildcats so far.
One thing the Lancers have to focus on as we head into the middle of this third quarter is the penalties. Obviously, last drive, there was the unnecessary roughness after that big run by AAA, which was called on Naya Alatini, actually, not Sean McCoy. And they just got to keep their heads cool and make sure they aren't giving the Wildcats any free yards and aren't just injuring themselves anymore.
Loa to Ilela. Cody Butler back to return for the Lancers. McKeon, they kick off. So a good opening drive for the Wildcats in the second half. Lancers need a response here. Can't give the Wildcats too much momentum. It's going to be a fair catch. Caught there by Halapua after that short kickoff. And the Lancers will start at the 25.
Yeah, I think the Wildcats were just trying to trip the Lancers up. Maybe, catch him with this unexpected little sky kick. But Halapua was ready and just took a knee there.
Let's see what Drew Cumbie can do on offense. The sophomore quarterback who is playing a more important role now after the Franzino injury in the midi game. Leading this team so far to a 28-7 lead. It's going to be a handoff to Kaimani Keonaina. Flag on the play. It might be holding, and this might be coming back, but a great run by Kaimani Keonaina to get to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that holding was just immediately spotted by the back judge, and this is going to be coming back, and it's going to be first and even longer for the Lancers.
So big run taken away, and it will be 1st and 20.
Yeah, these penalties have just been momentum killers for the Lancers. Even though they're up 3 scores, they just need to stay on their toes and just stay ready and just keep playing until the final whistle.
First and 20 at the 10.
It's going to be 1st and 20. St. Ignatius has scored 20 or more points in 5 of the 7 games they've played so far. So the Wildcats might start picking up more points on the offensive end, especially since they've broken that deadlock. The only games where they didn't score 20 points was when they were shut out by Reardon and scored 10 points versus Sarah. This first down run stopped short.
Kaimani Keonaina on the run there.
Right down by DeLucci.
It's going to be a gain of nothing.
And
2nd and 20.
And if the Lancers, can't get the first down after this penalty, the Wildcats are going to have all the momentum, also with pretty good field position, assuming they can't escape this 2nd and 20 right here. And that's, something that the coaches have to just be on the watch for and just make sure their team is ready to just keep battling. You know, just they can't let their foot off the gas.
Cumbie looking to pass, trying to evade the pressure. Decides to scramble this time. Big hit at the end. A lot of extracurricular happening as the St. Ignatius sideline huddled around Drew Cumbie after that hit. It is a first down, it looked like. A lot of jawing happening after that hit, but ultimately it's good for the Lancers.
Yeah, that hit right at the end, right before Cumbie went out of bounds, was completely clean, even though, you know, some of Cumbie's guys on the offensive line may have, you know, been trying to fight for him and, you know, argue that it wasn't, but it was completely clean, and Cumbie got the first down before the hit, so it worked out for them. It's exact 21 yards, exactly just 1 yard more than they needed. It's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Lancers.
Good awareness by Drew Cumbie to run on that play. Kaimani Keanaina still the running back. His run will be a loss of 1. Flag after the play.
This might be on the Lancers once again. And it's going to send them back once again. Yeah, it looks like number 64, Dion Jackson, was just doing a little too much after Kaimani Keanaina got tackled at the end of that play. And yeah, that
looks like the loud sideline of the St. Ignatius Wildcats getting a little bit in the heads of the Lancers. And that's another big penalty that pushes them back, giving more momentum to the Wildcats. The last thing the Lancers need is to have give away all these yards unnecessarily.
Yeah, right now you can feel it. All the momentum, or a lot of the momentum, seems to be with the Wildcats, even though they are down by 3 scores. And the Lancers need to find a way to get some of it back. 1st and 25 is definitely going to be difficult to overcome. 2nd and 25, correction.
The Lancers on 2nd and 25 will land up in I formation. It's going to be a handoff to Motu Keanaina. Good run, breaking tackles, still going. It won't be a first down, but that makes it a 3rd and much
easier than
much easier.
About a 3rd and 25 there. He got just about all of the penalty yardage that Dion Jackson lost for them, and now it'll be a 3rd and 10.
Gain of 15.
Yeah, manageable now. 3rd and 10. Just under 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Lancers are up by 3 scores. A first down here is huge. Lancers lined up in a single back. It's going to be a run to Keanaina. Lancers play it safe with another run on 3rd down, and that will bring out the punt team.
Yeah, the Wildcats had about 7 guys just at the line of scrimmage, just prepared to attack the run. It's like they knew where the Lancers were going to run the ball and how, and they were just able to hold him to no yards gain.
Piffaletti to punt for the 2nd time in the game and the 2nd time this quarter. Only punts for the Lancers that came in this 2nd half. And this gives the Wildcats offense a chance to get something going. This punt is going to be returned, and a great tackle by Sean Walsh. And he'll actually lose yardage on that punt return.
That right there is exactly what every special teams coach wants from their gunners. Sean Walsh right there takes down Cole Molinari for about a 1-yard loss from where he fielded the punt. So now the Wildcats will take over from their own 25 instead of what could have been a pretty big return.
So Afsharipur to come out for the Wildcats with 3 minutes to go in the third, down 3 scores, coming off of a touchdown throw to number 3, Shelton, on the last drive. Late substitution for the Lancers. First and 10. Fake to Triboulet. Looking to throw. He has beaten his man. And he gets the catch. Jack Farrell on the catch. The senior. And what a way to start the drive.
That right there was perfect situational football. The Wildcats offense just noticed that the cornerback on that side, Leonidas Leyva, was subbed out, and there was a brand new cornerback getting his first rep in the game. And they just decided to attack him, which was the perfect decision. It was the best decision you could have made for a 44-yard gain to Jack Farrell.
And now on first down, they're going to give it to Triboulet, who's breaking more tackles. And gains 8 yards on that play. Bring up second and short. This is a completely different offense than we saw in that first half.
Yeah, the running game has been working much better, and their play-action game has just been firing on all cylinders, and they're just knocking on the door once again.
Second and 2. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Afsharipur trying to get a quick throw, but it's low, intended for Elijah Farah, the tight end. Third and short coming up.
Broken up by Miles Day. Third and 2 at the 23.
Third and 2. It's going to be a run, and he gets the first down. Good run there by Steve Malone. Looked like he picked up 3 yards on that play.
Yeah, I think he just got to the line to gain, and then the Lancers defense just kind of pushed him back. Before progress would give, the officials are calling it a 4th down, actually.
It's going to be 4th and short. Wildcats will obviously go for it. Malone's still in as a running back. They're going to motion Shelton out.
Looks like they're calling an audible here.
Look at that matchup on the bottom. Shelton and Haverlack. They're going to give it to Malone. Did he get it? He might have been short. And the Lancers get a stop on defense. Great tackle by Case Jacobson for the turnover on downs.
Yeah, that was just a... That was actually Judah Reed, who was left unblocked from his defensive tackle position, and he was just able to be the guy with the first hands on Malone and just hold him short.
With a minute to go in the third quarter, Drew Cumby on offense. Whistles blown.
Delay of game.
It's going to be a delay of game on the offense.
Just another penalty.
And another penalty that makes life harder. First and 15 now. Motu Keanaina is back in at the running back position. Cumby's looking to throw quickly. looking for Sean Walsh, and thrown a little bit too close. And it looks like they're going to throw a flag. Is that going to be pass interference?
I don't think it should be. That's going to be a pass interference because Farrell just wasn't trying to play the ball.
Maybe they're.
Pass interference against the Wildcats.
It might have been because he never looked back. It looked kind of clean to me.
Yeah, what happened was that he had one arm up to try and block the pass, and he had one arm on Walsh, but he wasn't really trying. He didn't snap his head back. He wasn't looking back at the ball to actually make a play on the ball. And, you know, although it's very controversial, it is pass interference.
Yeah, looking at the replay, did see like he didn't turn his head. That ball will be will not be placed on the spot of the foul. Actually, just be a 15-yard penalty, as the high school rules don't say that the ball will be placed on the spot of the foul for pass interferences. On that first down run will be gain of around 3 yards, bring up 2nd and 7. Lancers taking as much time up off the clock. Carolina with the run. Big hole, gets the first down after a big hit. Moving the chains.
Yeah, just lowered his helmet right there. I'm surprised he was able to just stand up straight after that. That was a really hard hit there. But a good run there to get the first down, and it looks like the Lancers are going to run down the clock to the end of the third quarter. That last play was a gain of 11 from Kaimani Carolina to end the third quarter.
That is the end of the third quarter as Lancers up 28-7. If you're just joining us, the Lancers end of the first half up 28-0 with touchdowns by Motu Carolina, Aaron Bonini, and Damo Teza. But so far this third quarter was all the Wildcats and was filled with a lot of personal fouls. And a touchdown by Shelton makes it a 3-score game as the Lancers have the ball with 1st and 10.
Yeah, I think as we went through this third quarter, by the middle, it looked like all the momentum belonged to the Wildcats. That 4th down stop by the Lancers on the Wildcats' previous drive was really the main reason that it looks like the Lancers have all the momentum now.
It's going to be a run to Goa Tuilela, and it's going to be a loss of 2 yards there.
Yeah, and the Wildcats have been showing this look on defense where there's been kind of a late blitz coming right as the ball is snapped to just confuse the offensive line, because their protections are kind of set. And when the late blitz comes like that, they aren't really ready to handle it.
2nd and 13, clock still running. Empty backfield for Cumby. Cumby's looking to his left. Throw and caught there by Alatini. Good catch, diving backwards.
Yeah, it looked like he got about a 4-yard gain there on the quick out route. He was stumbling out of his break, which kind of negated any possibility of a catch and run.
Looks like Alatini's cramping on that play. So they'll stretch him out. And both teams will get a break.
Clock is stopped at 11 minutes on the dot.
Final score for The other WCal matchup between Sarah and Mitty is a 28-13 victory for the Padres. They remain undefeated in WCal and are still first.
Yeah, and for Mitty, that loss pushes them to 3-2, and a win here for the Lancers would also push them to 3-2.
Cumby on third down. Quick throw to Motu Keanaina. A lot of room to run. Will get the first down and much more. Pushed out of bounds at the 35.
Cumby's pass complete to Keanaina.
Good run on 3rd and 9. That will move the chains.
Yeah, that was a great play design there for the Lancers. They just had a bunch of clear outs, which allowed for Motu Keanaina to just have space as he got the check down from the backfield. And he didn't get touched until after he passed the sticks for the first down.
At the 34-yard line.
First and 10. Lancers line up in a single back with Kaimani Keanaina and as running back. They show blitz. But Kaimani's run will get a yard or two.
Kaimani Keanaina. Ball carrier. Brought down by Russo.
And just going over the standings portion of WCal, a win here would have the Lancers and Archbishop Mitty at 3-2. And since the Lancers beat Mitty by 1 point in their last home game, 20-19, that would push the Lancers into 3rd place, just behind the 2 undefeated teams, Archbishop Reardon and Junipero Serra.
Still some work to do, however, for the Lancers. Under 10 minutes to go. Cumby, run to Keanaina. Late hit at the end.
Yeah, that was more of just a push of the pile. Good job by the refs to not call it and let the play just play out.
Stevenson brought to tackle.
3rd and 8 coming up. See what Drew Cumby and this offense can muster up. Jacob Salapari in as the fullback, Motu Keanaina as the running back. It's going to be a fake to him. Cumby looking to throw. Damo Teza just over the top. Sean Walsh was also back there, but Damo Teza made the attempt for it, and just a little bit too high. I would expect the Lancers to go for it here. Maybe a little bit too far out of field goal range.
Yeah, I don't think this is within Lucas Vaughn's range here. They also might, just take a delay of game, maybe go a few yards backwards, and then just punt it so that it's a little bit of a longer punt. And going back to that last play, it was a pretty simple concept with Sean Walsh running a post and Damo Teza running this crosser. And Cumby just put it in the one area where neither of them could get it, right over Oteza and right under Walsh there.
Looks like they're going to go for it. Haberlack comes in for this play. Cumby gets sacked. Did the ball come out there?
Yeah, either way, it's going to be Wildcats football at the 34-yard line.
Around the 35. So if the Wildcats can get a quick score here, that might change.
Yeah, they've got just under 9 minutes. They've got to get a few quick strikes and then turn that into a touchdown if they want to have any chance of staying in this game.
See what Afsharipur can do. They motion Shelton, but Afsharipur is looking the opposite side. That throw is intended for Shelton, but inaccurate. Pifoletti in the coverage.
Afsharipur's pass intended for Shelton.
Yeah, and on the near side of the screen, you could see the matchup between Jalen Swayzer of the Lancers and number 15, Jake Batchelder of the Wildcats, and Batchelder just kind of ran past Swayzer, and looks like he was just missed by Afsharipur. You gotta look for those deep shots more often.
Afsharipur is gonna hand it off to the running back and has a lot of space to run. Tackled by Chase Cahoon, but it's a good run by Triple A. And what's working for the Wildcats is these late handoffs. Afsharipur looks like he's gonna look for a deep passing option, but hands the ball off to Triple A very late, and that kind of catches the defensive line off guard.
Yeah, and these late handoffs, which are basically these running back draw plays, are designed where all of the receivers just run streaks to just create space for the running back, and that worked to perfection on the last play.
Gain of 29 on that play. Afsharipur is passed to Shelton, is caught for a gain of around 4, but tackled there by Halapua on the tackle.
Good job by Shelton. He was able to reel in that high ball from Afsharipur to keep a gain of about 5 yards there.
Second and 5 at the 32.
Brings up 2nd and 5. Clock's running with under 8 minutes to go. 3 receivers line up to the right side. Looking to throw. High throw, almost intercepted. Piffaletti there almost picked that off from Afsharipur.
That right there was a really good read by Afsharipur, looking for his tight end, Elijah Farah. He just missed him by about half a foot. If he put that ball just a half of a foot in front of Farah, he would have been able to bring that in for a first down. But Piffaletti also made a great play, just knocking that loose, almost getting the pick.
3rd and 5. Afsharipur is sacked. Great sack there by number 7, Sean McCoy.
That's going to be his 5th sack on the season.
That will bring up 4th and long, and would expect the Wildcats to go for this.
Loss of 4th and 14 at the 30. Excuse me, the 31-yard line.
Triple A comes off the field. A lot of receivers in. Farrell, Shelton, 2-by-2 lineup on offense. Afsharipur looking to throw. This throw intended for Shelton, through the hands of Shelton, and incomplete, and the Lancers will take over on offense. Good defensive stop. Actually looked like a great throw to Shelton, but unfortunately that ball went through his hands.
Yeah, it looked like it was right on Shelton, and he could have brought that in, but just didn't have sure hands right there, and it's going to be Lancers ball with 6:41 left in the game. And going back to that last sack by Sean McCoy, we've just been waiting for him to make a play, and right there on that 3rd down, he did. He's just so quick off the edge. It's one of the reasons why he always has to have, eyes on him. He has to have, 4 hands on him at all times, just a chip block, something to just slow him down, because he can really wreck a drive if he's given the opportunity. On that last sack, he was working on the left tackle, Jack Lucas.
Now Drew Cumby coming in for the Lancers, just needs to chew off the clock now. Run to Keana Aina, and the blitz by the Wildcats stops him for a loss there. I think the most important thing for the Lancers is to, if they do end up giving the ball back, make sure that they give the ball back with such limited time that there's almost no chance for the Wildcats to come back.
Yeah, that's exactly what they have to do. And what we've seen from the Wildcats is linebacker Jack Reedy, number 44, just kind of sneak up to the line of scrimmage right before the ball is snapped and just break through the offensive line to get those stops behind the line of scrimmage on those run plays, and it's been working really well in the second half.
2nd down, toss to Motu Keana Aina will gain nothing, and it will bring up 3rd and 14, but clock continues to run. Do you think Cumby tries to get the first down here, or maybe another run and send this back?
I think it would just be best to just keep the clock running,
In on the tackle.
take as much time as you can off the clock because, you know, you're up 3 scores, but it's just best to be careful, you know, just guarantee the win for yourselves.
No gain on
A
the
win
ball.
here would bring the
14
Lancers
at the 37.
to a 3-5 record and 3-2 in WCal, which would, considering the loss by Midi, push them up to 3rd place. Combi looking to throw. It's gonna go. Great catch!
Riley Barton there. What a catch.
Followed that ball all throughout and secured it. And that moves the chains.
Yeah, Riley Barton right there was running that wheel route out of the slot, and he was just able to get separation on his man. And that was another beautiful ball by Combi to get that gain of 26 and move the chains on 3rd down.
On 1st down, Keanaina's run will gain. Still on his feet, and they keep pushing him. Great run for 5 yards, taking more time off the clock. And whistles are blown here. Let's see. Looks like there's a injured Wildcat.
Motu Keanaina in the ball carrier.
So clock will stop at 4 minutes and 43 seconds.
Officials timeout.
St. Ignatius will play Valley Christian next week away from home. St. Francis next week will play Sacred Heart Cathedral. That's going to be a great game. Important win needed for St. Francis if they want to get a top 3 finish in WCal.
The SI Valley game will be good. Tomorrow, Sacred Heart Cathedral will play Valley Christian, and that will tell us a lot about the WCal standings. Good to see number 52 for St. Ignatius up and walking off the field. That right there is Tommy Bennett, the defensive lineman. 2nd and 3. Combi's gonna give it to Motu Keanaina, who finds the outside. Does he get the 1st down? And he does. That'll move the chains. But he does get out of bounds, so the clock will stop.
Officials timeout.
Looks like another player.
Another Wildcat down. Looks like it's just a cramp.
Yeah, that's seems to be a cramp. A lot of the time when you see football players holding onto their calf and using that stretch where they lift it up and another player applies pressure, that's usually what we see out of a cramp. And you know, I feel like a lot of that comes to the fact that also the field is, for the Lancers, is very slippery sometimes. It requires players to make sure that their feet are fully planted when they're changing directions, otherwise it can lead to injury. Lancers are known, this home field is known for being very slippery after the new turf. So that plays a role into players' health and safety. Clock continues to run. Under 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this game. Combi's gonna hand it off to Motu Keanaina. Trying to dodge a few tackles, but it'll ultimately be tackled for a loss there.
Motu Keanaina, the ball carrier.
Loss of around 3 yards there.
Edelman on to tackle.
So no points so far for the Lancers offense, but that still doesn't tell the full story. They've still been pretty successful on offense in chewing off a lot of clock.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they have to do for this remaining 3 minutes and 45 seconds. You know, they don't have to worry about scoring a touchdown. All they've got to do is keep the ball in possession and just run the clock out.
2nd and 13, Kaimani Keanaina is in as the running back for Motu Keanaina, who will run for 3 yards. Timeout called.
Keanaina, the ball carry. Ball in on the tackle.
It's going to be a timeout for the Wildcats. It's their first of the second half.
That's SI's first timeout.
Third and long for the Lancers. 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Cumby looking to pass. Heavy pressure. Kaimani Keanaina spins off a tackle. Still going. Kaimani Keanaina still going. Gets the first down. And more. Will he go all the way? He's going to be tackled at the 5-yard line. Great play by Kaimani Keanaina to break multiple tackles, get the first down, get tackled inbounds, and after they move the chains, that clock will continue to run.
Penalty.
However, it is a penalty, and it's going to be a legal shift, so that play won't even matter. That will come back. You got to feel the frustration there by Kaimani Keanaina. He had did all that work just to get pushed back. And they'll be third and even longer. So, is this another time where you run the ball?
Yeah, 3:14 left. You're up 3 scores. You don't have to worry about getting that 5th touchdown of the day, extending your lead. Although it's 3rd and 18 now, you just gotta, either run the clock down or force SI to use another one of their timeouts.
Cumby's had himself a night. Leading the Lancers offense to a 28-7 lead with under 3 minutes to go. Cumby's dropping back to a pass, looking for Sean Walsh, overthrown, and that'll bring up 4th down. And that incomplete pass actually stops the clock, so more time for the Wildcats, but maybe at this point it's too late.
Yeah, obviously 2 minutes and 47 seconds is a decent amount of time, but being down 3 scores, the Wildcats have got a very, very slim chance of making anything happen.
Wildcats will place their San Francisco rivals in Sacred Heart Cathedral next week, and that should be a great game. Definitely something that they'll be looking forward to. 4th down, Lancers stay up on the field. Makes sense. St. Ignatius showing a blitz. Cumby rolling out to his left. Can't find anybody. He's going to take it himself. Get pushed out of bounds, and the Wildcats will take over on offense.
At about the 32-yard line. And another injury, another Wildcat down on the field. We'll stop the clock at 2:38.
Just a reminder to subscribe to Lancer Live Entertainment Network. Never miss a home football game. Also follow SFHS_Lancer Studios on Instagram to catch clips from and highlights from the broadcast. .238 to go. Afsharipur is in. Or actually looks like it's going to be Isaac Liu, the freshman quarterback, is in to finish off the game.
Liu's pass intended.
Isaac Liu is the freshman quarterback who actually did play JV games at the beginning of the season. He played against San Marin JVs.
Kiana Aina on the coverage.
He did not play against Tamalpais Acalanes, as Afsharipur was the starting quarterback, but when he got injured, he was passing for all of the varsity games. And here he's throwing here for Ra. That will move the chains. Good throw by Liu to move the chains. What a moment, what a season this is for Liu. Freshman quarterback playing in the starting games in the WCAL.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest divisions in Northern California, and to get consistent reps in is very good for your development.
On the season, on 83 for 535 yards, 3 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. So that's a really solid season for a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, as this freshman third string, it's you aren't expected to just play lights out football, but that's pretty good, and hopefully the coaches at SI are at least hopeful that their future is in good hands.
Another, looks like this is a Lancer down on the field. It's going to be Vea. David Vea is down. Looks like he's holding like the back of his head. Hopefully he's okay. Hate to see that with just 2 minutes to play and nothing really happening. This game's pretty much sealed. If you're just joining us, the Lancers scorers for the night were 2 touchdowns by Motu Keanaina, as well as a touchdown pass thrown by Drew Cumby to Aaron Bonini. And what started it all off was a Damo Teza punt return. Hopefully Vea's okay. He's still down on the ground. Going into next week, considering that this game is pretty much over. What are some green flags that we saw from the Lancers offense and maybe some red flags that they need to start patching up a little bit?
Yeah, I think the Lancers offense is in good hands with Drew Cumby at the helm. Obviously, we've seen that him and Andrew Frenzy, have been splitting drives, in about every game prior to this. But, he's worked a pretty efficient offense. He's been able to use his legs. He's been able to hit his receivers, throw very, very good passes, very good layered passes with good touch. And, it keeps the coaches hopeful that, when playoff time comes, they can hopefully make a deep run.
St. Ignatius really battling for that extra win to give them a chance to qualify for CCS. That's big. That would be big for them. CCS last year was a big success, had a deep run after even beating St. Francis 10-7. A win here would put St. Francis in 3rd place after Midi lost to Sarah earlier today. Reardon did beat Bellarmine as well. Reardon go to 7-0 on the season.
Looking at the Lancers schedule for the rest of the season, they're going to be facing Sacred Heart Cathedral next week and then Valley Christian the week after that. And those are two, easier games when you're looking at the WCAL as a whole. Obviously Archbishop Reardon and Junipero Serra are the best teams in this division. But Valley Christian and Sacred Heart Cathedral are currently in 5th and 6th place respectively. And, after this game, the Lancers are going to be in 3rd place, and it's going to be a relatively easy game.
The Lancers coming into this game on max preps are ranked 83rd in California, but maybe if they are able to get some wins, that could improve that ranking. Head coach Greg Conyo, I have to admit, has had a good adaptation so far for this offense going into the WCAL season. Obviously starting the season off 0-3, really allowed Drew Cumby to kind of show some of his true passing abilities later throughout the season. If you're wondering why we're stopped, we do have a Lancer down on the field. It is David Vea who's down. Looks like the Lancers are talking to both coaches, seeing what they can do. That might be the end of the game. Really hope that he's okay. Looks like they're going to end the game there after that injury. Really hope that he's okay. David Vea, who's the one who's down. Hate to see that happen. I hate to see the game end this way. So the game will end 28-7. There was still 2 minutes to play, but realistically there was no chance. So that win for the Lancers will bring them to a record of 3-5. And looks like they will both teams are going to pray in the middle. That's great sportsmanship. Love to see that. So that win will bring the Lancers to be 3rd place in WCAL. St. Ignatius will be 1-4 in WCAL as they head over to Sacred Heart Cathedral next week in that San Francisco matchup. Touchdowns tonight scored by Damo Teza. 2 touchdowns for Motu Keanaina and a touchdown by Aaron Bonini after a Drew Cumby pass. For the Wildcats, it was a touchdown by Zooey Shelton in the 3rd quarter. No points scored in the 4th quarter as the game ends 28-7. Thank you for watching Lancer Live Entertainment Network along with KMVT Network in this collaborative broadcast. We hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you.